Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have another updated look at our $25 a week dividend portfolio. Today it's Saturday, Sunday, October 16th, October 17th. And as you guys can see, our total portfolio value is over $1,600. For all of you guys who have been following along from the beginning, yeah, we didn't make videos when I first literally started this account. I think maybe it might have been a few weeks after or something of the sort. But either way, if you've been following along from the beginning, if you are new to investing and you were a little intimidated, you started to kind of replicate this portfolio. Maybe you did something similar. You had a few other companies in the mix, maybe a few less. But if you have a similar type of portfolio where you are up to $1,600 today from starting with only $100, well, hats off to you. I applaud you. Congrats. Good work. But we still got a lot of work ahead of us. So if you guys haven't already, please like this video. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. It does also show me that you guys enjoy these type of videos, enjoy this series of our dividend portfolio, and also subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so then you can stay up to date on all of our latest and upcoming video content. So again, my friends, as you can see, our total portfolio is finally over $1,600. And when we look at it from the past day, yesterday, you can see our return is up 0.40%. The past week, it's up 0.28%. And then the past month, it's actually down 0.86%. In the past quarter, it's down negative 2.74%. And then 1 year or all time, our portfolio has a return of 8.92%. Of that, you can see our market gain is it's higher than our earned dividends, which, it's good and bad. It's good in the sense that you can see the value of the companies that we're putting in our portfolio are still, the shares are going up. So that's good when you see your market gains going up. But with this particular portfolio, it's really about the earned dividends. It's about seeing that money roll back in and work for you, right? That's what this dividend portfolio is really about. It's about getting your money to work for you. So when we look and see our earned dividends, where is this money coming from for the most part? Well, no surprise here, but Newt is at the top once again with $8.84, followed by AT&T, which we're going to talk about AT&T today. If you are a loyal AT&T fan, if you've been with AT&T for a long time, well, unfortunately, we might have some bad news about AT&T. And maybe not, depending on your stance and views on life and society and whatnot. And then followed by AT&T is Verizon, and then Realty Income, and so on and so on. But you can see our earned dividends is creeping up slowly. I mean, it's nice to see our total earned dividends has surpassed our weekly contribution of $25 a week. So that's pretty cool. And it's great to see the progress as this continues to build up and move forward in the right direction. Of course, you're going to see the little dips here and there. You're going to see those little staggering points. We're going to hit a hiccup. There's going to be a bump in the road that we have to deal with. The goal or the primary objective, though, is to fight through it. Keep contributing, regardless of what's going on. Just keep contributing, because when things go down, you definitely want to be buying at that time as well. You don't want to stop. When I first started investing, things would dip and I'd freak out. I'd be like, nope, I'm not buying, which doesn't really make sense because you want to own it at its lowest price. You want to get your average down. So, it's one of those psychological things. You see the market get red, see, things not going the way they should, and then you panic and then you start to sell as well. But the goal is to buy it then. If you really believe in the company long term, buy it up while it's down. Because again, if it's actually a good company, if you've done your due diligence, you've done your research, then you will know, or you never know for certain, but you'll be confident that it will rise higher and that buying it while it's low is a good move to do. So diving into our actual stocks to see how things are going, you can see when we look at it from a all-time, our returns has Newt at the top once again with 31%, followed by PepsiCo with 23%, Realty Income with a 19.31%, JP Morgan Chase with 17.36%, Procter and Gamble with 12.26%. Then we have Coca-Cola 9.79%, Johnson & Johnson with 1.51%, and then 3M with negative 2%, Verizon Communications with negative 5.46%, and then At&t getting hammered at negative 11.13%. And I don't know if this is a direct correlation of like the news that came out recently, which is why I've decided to let go of At&t. Now, you're going to see over the past few days, there have been quite a few articles that have come out to kind of help give At&t a better look. They're trying to rebound them and give them, oh, this is the biggest tech stock bargain, At&t. It's time to buy At&t, because it started to tank, started to get plummeted as this special report came out about At&t and how they helped build far-right One America News. Now, this video is not going to be about politics. I don't want to talk on politics. It's something that in the past I'm a very passionate individual, and but we just won't go down the politics route. And to make it clear, I am not a Democrat or a Republican. So that said, far-right One America News Network gets 90% of its revenue from CNN owner At&t. And when we dive into these articles, you basically see that At&t said, hey, we need a competitor of Fox, or not a competitor of Fox, but kind of CNN. We need another Fox. We see a lot of, we see a lot of liberal channels out there. And so we need to get some more conservative based channels. And this One America Network News, basically, there was just kind of a lot of rubbish that it was backing and supporting that it would spew out there, and it's misinformation. And you can't be a news-based network spewing out misinformation. I'm all for fighting, for your rights. I'm all for speaking up and standing up for what you believe in, but I'm also for, facts and, not necessarily using a platform to spew misinformation that's just incorrect and isn't going to help with the greater good of the world and society. So that said, I just came across this news, this information over the past few days. And once I saw it, I immediately said, oh, At&t has to go. So I know for a while we've been debating about letting them go because of the merger and them having the dividend cuts. Well, fortunately, you can see At&t for us. I mean, it's still going up, but you can see these dips. See that dip here, little dip here, and it's just one of those things where some people don't think they're making the best moves for the company in terms of the long run. Other people disagree, think they are making the good moves, the right moves, but very volatile. We want stability. We don't want a company that's going to be cutting their dividends. Now, my viewpoint was for a bit that, hey, it's fine. I'll take a hit in terms of them cutting their dividends because the growth side is going to work out to their advantage. They're reinvesting this money in their company instead of paying us out dividends. So it's a trade-off. You get less dividends, and they're going to put more of that money back into the company, focus on the growth side, which means the value of the stock, the share price is going to go up, meaning you're going to get more money because we own a number of shares as well. So that was kind of my view there. But again, with this latest news that has come out, and I will include a link to this article down below. But yeah, I just personally can't support them when I know that 90% of the revenue that this network is getting is from At&t. And that's literally some of my money that I've invested in them. Now they're just paying it out to this company that's spewing out misinformation. And it says One America News, the far-right network whose fortunes and viewership rose amid the triumph and what is this word? Tumult. There we go. I'm like timulant now. Tumult. Let's make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Yeah, okay. Tumult of the Trump administration has flourished with support from a surprising source, AT&T Inc., the world's largest communications company. Reuters' review of court records showed the role AT&T played in creating and funding OAN, a network that continues to spread conspiracy theories about the 2020 election and the COVID-19 pandemic. And they told us they wanted a conservative network. They only had one, which was Fox News, and they had 7 others on the other left-wing side. When they said that, I jumped to it and built one. And then it says, since then, AT&T has been a crucial source of funds flowing into OAN, providing tens of millions of dollars in revenue. Court records show 90% of OAN's revenue come from the contract with AT&T-owned television platforms, including satellite broadcaster DirecTV, according to 2020 sworn testimony. Without the DirecTV deal, the accountant said under oath the network's value would be zero. So literally, AT&T funded this whole network. And again, they have just been spewing a lot of conspiracy theories and BS and rubbish. And hey, I'm not trying to pick a side. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about my views and stance on the Rona and getting the shot and this, that, and the other. No, we're going to keep all that out. We're going to talk about that because some of you might be confused. Some of you might be like, wait, I don't get it because you saying you agree, but you don't disagree. But yeah, it ain't about me. It's about what's happening with this platform, how they're using their platform to communicate to others and what they're trying to do with others. Yes, again, I believe in having views on multiple, politics and this, that, and the other, health and freedom, your rights. But I also think there's a line where at some point you have to say what are actually 100% factual, not 99, not 90, not 80, 100% factual. Okay, we know you need to breathe to survive. That's not a debate, right? But some people might say, but you don't need to breathe a lot to survive. You just need to breathe a little bit. It's like, all right, we ain't going down that road. So when it's all said and done, I have decided that we are going to get AT&T out of the mix because of this latest news. And, I don't care about what happens with AT&T stock if it starts to rise up from here. If all of a sudden people are like, oh, you know what? All my people down south who are, big supporters of Trump or even up here in Boston and New England, wherever you are, I salute you. I applaud all of you guys for staying firm to your beliefs and your views. I applaud that. That said, I will not be supporting a company like this that's supporting One American News. And this kind of brings up another topic, and maybe I would make another video diving into this more, but morally investing. There are so many companies out here that, when we really peel back the skin and look into what they're doing with their money and how they even generate their money, there's a lot of shady things going on. And, I know like with some of these, like, yeah, we ain't going to get into it too much, but basically, like I said, it comes down to your research, due diligence. This wasn't something that was out there on a large scale. Not a lot of people knew about this. Now that it's out, we are acting. We're not just going to act like we didn't know. I'm not going to act like, oh, it doesn't matter. My money doesn't influence. No, I mean, every dime matters. And if there's 100,000 of us out there that each have a little money in it, but we all decide we can't support a company like this, that will have an influence. That will impact their stock. And I think that's why you saw a little bit of a dip. And that's why you're seeing a push from some of these articles that they probably own. That's the thing. They probably own some of these networks, some of these websites that are saying, oh, now's the great time to buy AT&T. So you got to be careful with things like with these type of powerhouses that have this kind of money, because they have tons of subsidiaries that most likely own some of these same networks and platforms that are telling us to go and buy their stock. So like I said, that moral element of, can I support a company that's supporting a cause or, just topics and issues that you don't believe in? And it's a topic for another day, video for another day, but it's that discussion we have to have, because oftentimes people want to turn their head when it's like, hey, I'm making money though. So, oh, well, you know what I mean? It's like, it's that selfish mentality where, we as Americans are very selfish. And again, video for another day. Let's be honest. Yes, we're caring. We think about others, but we're also very, very selfish. And unfortunately, like I said, not many people will care, will act. Some will say, whoa, okay, if I'm giving this person $10 and then of that $10, they're giving $2 to this company that I don't believe in, to this fight, this cause, this issue, this topic, whatever, Does it make sense to continue giving them your $10? Personally, I don't think so. I don't care how much money this stock is going to go up. I'm not going to continue to support AT&T. So I will be switching out AT&T from our dividend portfolio. And it goes back to the question of who will we put inside of our portfolio now to replace AT&T. For a little while, I was thinking we'd focus a little more on the growth side, since I mentioned the growth and how, they're going to be shifting that money from dividends, a little bit from dividends to the company. But a good example of a company that's doing something similar, that's more focused on the growth side and less on the dividend side, and I mentioned it in the past, is Apple. Apple has a very, very small payout for their dividend, but the growth side, the potential of Apple for their stock price over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years is pretty high. So it's a trade-off. Yes, we won't see the ongoing consistency amount of money that we were getting from AT&T from our dividends, which was number 2 behind Newt, but the actual share price, the stock price, is going to go up, should go up drastically from where it is today in the years to come with Apple. So again, it's trade-offs, and it's things like that we have to decide on if we want to focus on that. This portfolio hasn't really been focused on growth dividend companies. So AT&T might be a good balance to get into the mix. Apple. At the same time, also, I don't know how stable. I have to do my due diligence, but if things tank, how low is AT&T gonna? Sprint. I keep saying every company but Apple. If the market tanks, if it does get a crash, like some are projecting and predicting, how low will Apple fall? At that point, it might be the ideal time to jump on board and then pile up from there. But again, this is a long-term play. So if we jump on Apple right now and then it tanks, well, we're going to be buying it throughout that period of time as well. So really, it kind of doesn't matter, and that will only allow us to average down lower and lower. So yeah, we got some decisions to make. The other previous thought I said before is maybe we get an ETF in the mix. Maybe we put an ETF that has a nice balance portfolio of a number of good companies under their umbrella, and we kind of let them do all the work and we just run with it. So we're gonna make that decision over the next few days. Maybe I'll make I've been starting to create new videos on this channel now every day. I'm trying to get that consistency going again and starting to create a variety of videos that will help you guys with just your overall personal finance situation, whether it means overcoming debt and getting out of debt, starting to think about building your credit, thinking about just better ways to manage your money, investing, of course, and just other ways to grow your money also. Because again, after all, this channel is all about making, managing, and growing money. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, because then you can stay up to date on all of our latest videos and upcoming videos. And also, like this video, it does help with the YouTube algorithm, and it does show us that you appreciate and enjoy this type of video content. And lastly, I appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching this full video. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. Have a great week. But you already know I got to keep it moving. But I'll see you in the next video. Peace. And also let me know what you guys think. Who do we want to get in the mix for AT&T? All right, my friends. Now I got to keep it moving. Have a great day. Peace.